I'm also honored this evening to introduce the President and CEO of the Kresge Foundation, Rapson. Many of you, I'm sure, know him, have heard him speak. He's an eloquent presenter, and he has an impressive professional history. And I'm not going to take the time tonight to tell you all about him, because you can read about him if you haven't known already what he's done, and I'm just going to hit the highlights. But Rapson is an attorney, and we'll forgive him for that. But he's also an expert in urban policy, and we welcome and love him for that. And he assumed his position as the president of the Kresge Foundation in 2006. But prior to that, you may have known that he, prior to joining Kresge, he was the president of the Minnesota-based McKnight Foundation, the 3M Foundation. It was a private $2 billion foundation that he headed. So he's been in the thick of very important philanthropy for a good long time, and we're really pleased that in his role now, he's become such a wonderful leader, and his foundation has become such a great partner for ATD. And they have been very, very generous in supporting our efforts in California, in New York, in Michigan, and in Florida. And more recently, they've been involved in helping us in our emerging leadership work. And many of you will hear more about that in the time that you're going to be spending here at DREAM. And importantly, Kresge has also agreed to support this year's Leah Meyer Austin competition. And so it's my pleasure, my great pleasure, to welcome Rep to the podium to make some introductory remarks, and then to announce this year's winners of the prestigious Leah Meyer Austin Award and its special recognition award. So Rip, come join us.
Thank you, Bill, for that lovely and completely exaggerated introduction. For those of you who know Bill's prior life, you know that he was one of the really great figures in philanthropy, so to be introduced quite that way by someone of his caliber is a real privilege. It's an honor for Kresge to sponsor the Leah Meyer Austin Award this year. None of us would be here in this room were it not for Leah's creativity, passion, and determination, all of which led to the creation of Achieving the Dream. You know, and despite the presence of the happiest place on earth down the street, my strong suspicion, is that we wouldn't have gotten 1,600 folks in this room if we weren't all deeply committed to exactly that vision that Leah articulated and helped execute. And it is just it's a pleasure to have you all here and honor the spirit of what she's accomplished. Let me also just thank Bill a little bit more formally for his staff and board for leading this charge. Achieving the Dream confirms day in and day out the power of community colleges to provide pathways of opportunity to students from all walks of life, and in the process to define an arc of aspiration that holds the power to transform this nation's educational and economic future. I also want to just very briefly acknowledge the really superb team that we have at Kresge working on these issues. I know many of you may know some of them, but Bill Moses is our program director, Carolyn Altman-Smith is our senior program director, and Joe Swickert is our representative from the communications group. So the three of you, thank you very much. And permit me just to punctuate the welcome that Bill extended to our South African guests. This is the third year that we've been joined by a South African delegation, but in many ways, this year has particular meaning. The South African universities are just coming off a path-breaking conference organized by the University of Pretoria just a couple of weeks ago that focused on access and success and zeroed in on some of the parallels between South Africa and the United States, including in an extensive immersion in the philosophy and the architecture and the machinery of achieving the dream. The delegation is too large to identify individually, but let me acknowledge just a few. First is a truly spectacular, extraordinary leader of the University of Pretoria, Cheryl de la Rey. Francis Stridham is leading 13 representatives from the University of Free State, which is sort of tucked in the middle of the country. And Sheila Gastro heads Inyatello, which has worked hand in glove with Kresge and other American foundations to build the capacity of South African nonprofit institutions with a particular emphasis on higher education. So as you meet them in the hallways, they stood earlier, please seek them out, give them your warmest welcome, and for heaven's sakes, please try to do it before they get to Disney, so that that's sort of not their enduring impression about what America is really all about. We're counting on you. Let me just say a word about Kresge. As you may know, we're based in Detroit, and we were founded almost 90 years ago. We've invested deeply in our hometown, and we are beginning to see the outlines of a reimagined, newly vibrant city. But we also work nationally across 6 program areas to improve opportunity structures for low-income people in American cities. Our education program is woven from that cloth. As all of you believe, we believe that a well-educated nation can fuel a new education-led era of national prosperity and help low-income people change the trajectory of their lives. We're accordingly committed to improving pathways to and through college for low-income and underrepresented students, and to strengthening institutions such as community colleges and minority-serving institutions that focus on the needs of those students. Supporting Achieving the Dream has become one of the pillars of this strategy. Over the last 6 years, as Bill noted, we've supported ATD in 3 ways. First, by underwriting the participation of almost 20 colleges in California, Florida, Maine, Michigan, and Washington, D.C. We're particularly proud to support the Los Angeles Community College District, about which we've already heard. Not only is this district the nation's largest community college district, but only 5.6% of all adults in South Los Angeles hold an associate's or bachelor's degree. That's the lowest level in the United States. And yet, even though this is in fact ground zero for U.S. college completion, every single college in the district is now participating in ATD. It's a marvelous accomplishment. The second way we're supporting Achieving the Dream is to invest in their national office. We should never take for granted what President Bill Trueheart and his staff have accomplished. What began as a number of years ago as an informal partnership between several national nonprofits has blossomed into this, a thriving, independent organization that has grown that partnership into a network that now touches 30 states of the Union and includes 1 out of every 6 of the nation's community colleges. And the third way we support Achieving the Dream is by underwriting the New College Leadership Project, which seeks to recruit and prepare the next generation of community college leaders. I would only note that by 2016, 9 out of 10 of today's community college presidents will retire. In partnership with the Aspen Institute, Achieving the Dream is creating alternative leadership recruitment and development models and piloting a new professional development forum for leader college presidents. The effort also aims to inform relevant decision makers about what skills are needed in a 21st century successful community college president, whether it's an entrepreneurial mindset, a propensity for data-driven decision making, or an unwavering focus on student success. So let me turn to the reason I was asked to speak in the first place. Achieving the Dream established the Leah Meyer Austin Award, or the Leah, in 2008 to recognize community colleges whose practices, policies, and institutional culture have generated exemplary, measurable progress in increasing student success, particularly among low-income students and kids of color. The award is named for the woman whose leadership helped launch ATD. Now, I've never, I don't think, Leah, ever met anyone for whom an award was named. Big deal. But as luck would have it, Leah and I were both scheduled to speak at the Pretoria conference that I just talked about. And what a pleasure that was. After about 3 minutes with Leah, actually after about 17 seconds with Leah, I understood exactly why this award could be named for nobody else. It wasn't just the talk she gave, which was brilliant, even though she was deeply medicated, as I recall. Yeah. Yeah. She had a sinus condition. She went on and on about her kids, her honeymoon. No, she actually was brilliant. It was very focused, very precisely. She told me she didn't remember anything about it, so I thought I could fill in the blanks for you. But her talk, in fact, did sort of piece together the case for how we can and must overcome the community college system's diversity, autonomy, and disconnection to build the machinery of student success. It was less her speech than it was her indefatigable energy and profound passion with which she spoke to everyone she met about the importance of building a movement based not just on technical fixes, but on social justice and personal opportunity, a movement based on data and demonstrated results, not on hunches and anecdotes, a movement that focuses first, foremost, and ultimately on serving the needs of students. Nelson Mandela once said, "It always seems impossible until it's done." Well, ATD isn't yet done, but thanks to Leah and to so many of you in this room, the challenge of dramatically improving community college student access doesn't seem quite so impossible anymore. We're seeing not only that we can raise the aggregate graduation numbers, but that we can do that in ways that reflect the distinctive personalities of every corner of the higher education system, whether on the Rio Grande border or in the Mississippi Delta, this great state of California, or my home state of Michigan. Let me say that selecting this year's Leah recipient was especially difficult. The accomplishments of so many people inside and outside of this room are ever more impressive, making the selection process mind-numbingly hard. But as a result of that, the Leah Selection Committee actually asked ATD to provide 2 awards. The first is a special recognition of the Community College of Baltimore County for its remarkable success in improving developmental education success rates. I'd like to invite Leah and Bill to join me on stage to present the CCBC award, the president to the CCB president, Dr. Sandra Kurtenitis. CCBC has invested heavily in professional development and has expanded its accelerated learning program, which allows students who place into upper-level developmental writing courses to enroll concurrently in English 101, a gateway credit course. This approach has now been adopted by almost 100 colleges across the country and has been implemented statewide in several places. The selection committee voted to award CCBC a $10,000 check to support their continuing student success work.
I know I'm embarrassing them, but these are the people who really actually deserve this award. So let me just say a few words of just real gratitude and appreciation. I think we are all pleased and proud and even humbled because 2 good things happened to us tonight. One, we have become a leader college, something we've hoped to do for a while, but also we are receiving this wonderful recognition. Our college is huge. We serve 70,000 students a year. We are the size and heft of a small city. And so we know we can never think small. We can have no small conversations about the work that we must do to advantage thousands upon thousands of students. And we're all community colleges, so we know that our secret weapon is never dollars. It is the skill, the talent, the commitment, the dedication of our faculty and staff, all these folks and all across the institution who actually every single day do the heavy lifting, do the hard work of ensuring that our students have the best chance to be successful as they possibly can have. Extraordinary can-do spirit. I want to thank Achieving the Dream. We're very grateful. Thank our coaches and also the Kresge Foundation. Thank you for giving us this honor. It feels wonderful. Thank you.
Oh, I have to give her the check too?
Thank you all. It's an extraordinary institution. We're delighted to have the entire institution on stage. I now know what crowdsourcing means. Yeah. It's actually terrific to have them all here. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Kurtnitis. So the second award, our main award, is of course the 2013 Leah Meyer Austin Award. And I'm absolutely delighted to announce that the winner is South Texas College in McAllen, Texas. As Dr. Reed comes up, let me just say a word. South Texas College is the largest, fastest growing college south of San Antonio. It's led by Dr. Shirley Reed, STC's founding and current president. STC serves 2 counties along the U.S.-Mexican countries. STC serves 2 counties along the U.S.-Mexico border. Yeah, 2 countries. Bill, which one did you want me to say? We've got a couple counties, couple countries, but in any event, almost all of its students are low-income and Latino, and more than 70% are first-generation college students. STC has been a standout success through its use of student-centered and data-driven innovation. In a state that prides itself on doing everything bigger, STC runs Texas's biggest dual enrollment program and has seen impressive results in both access and success. The faculty and leadership have mobilized to create a college-going culture in the community and have increased the college readiness of incoming students. The results have been spectacular. In a region where 40% of all adults have no GED or high school degree, STC's enrollment has increased by 75% between 2004 and 2012, and its community engagement and other efforts have cut its developmental education rates almost in half, from 31% to 17%. It has improved its 3-year graduation rate by 7 percentage points since 2007, helping to make STC 4th in the nation in awarding associate degrees to Latino students and 9th nationally in awarding associate degrees to minority students. So please join me once again in congratulating STC's president, Dr. Shirley Reed.
Well, let's have the STC team up here. Come on. Come on up. There are 2 other special people that were former members of the STC team that I'd love to have join us. Dr. William Serrata, you're out there somewhere, and Dr. Lucelma Canales. Lucelma, if you're there, come join us. As they're making their way to the stage, let me just say it is such an honor, and I graciously accept this award on the behalf of our faculty, staff, students, and Board of Trustees of South Texas College. I do extend heartfelt appreciation to Leah. Without her, this vision would have never become a reality. I thank ATD, the Kresge Foundation, and I thank Carol Lincoln. Thank you so much, Carol. I have to thank our coaches.
They have done a great job mentoring us, and we were quite incorrigible to work with, I must say that. You know, this level of achievement is really only possible with an outstanding faculty and staff and a board of trustees. A special person I want to thank is Christina Wilson, who did the heavy lifting. She wrote the nomination, for goodness sakes, Christina. Thank you. All this great work might have gone unnoticed if Christina had not nominated us. And I want to send hugs and kisses to my handsome husband who lets me do this great work. Thank you, dear. All of us know this is really hard, but immensely rewarding work that we are doing. We were among the first to join Achieving the Dream, and we used terms like engaging in courageous conversations. Those were difficult conversations with faculty and staff about the need to transform our institutions and improve our student outcomes. We had a lot of conversations denying the data. The data has to be wrong. We can't possibly be that bad. But we made it through the denial of the data. We had a few missteps, and eventually we did identify what we believe are promising best practices. And we do believe these practices can be taken to scale. What we have done in our region is transform deep South Texas, which is right along the US-Mexico border, to transform that region into what we call a college-going culture, whereby attending and completing college is possible and expected for all. This was not even conceived in the minds of our young people and their family before South Texas College was created. You know, students come through our doors, you know, with their dreams, their hopes, and with their challenging life circumstances. And we have to collectively accept the responsibility to help them be a success, however we define success and whatever it may mean for that individual student. They look to us to help them achieve the dream, and it's pretty heavy lifting for an awful lot of our students. At South Texas College, we believe it is our collective responsibility to facilitate the success of every student, and we realize it is a daunting and challenging task. It's been almost a decade-long journey with ATD, and frankly, the work has just begun. We're just beginning to understand how we can change practices to dramatically improve student success. You know, it pierces my heart when I see so many of our community college students leave our institutions, not just South Texas College, but all community colleges. And we all know that when students leave the nurturing environment of our community colleges, there really aren't many other options for them. I implore all of you, newcomers to ATD, old-timers, embrace the commitment, develop the passion, and ignite the political will to help all students who come through our doors achieve their dreams. Such passion and commitment must really begin with the Board of Trustees of our individual institutions. And at South Texas College, we are most fortunate to have a passionate, dedicated, and commitment board. And I'd like to invite Ms. Rose Benavides, who serves as chair of our board, to take a moment to express her appreciation as well for this recognition. Ms. Benavides? Thank you. Congratulations.
Mine's shorter, so I shouldn't take that long. On behalf of South Texas College, we want to thank you for this very special recognition. I know my colleagues on the board join me in this expression of gratitude, but I'm more certain that they join me in taking full credit for this wonderful achievement. No, in all honesty, we are humbled by your decision to recognize the commitment and dedication of our outstanding faculty and staff, led by our founding president, Dr. Shirley Reed. This award is a reflection of their innovative approach to transforming a community, and she was kind in her words earlier. This is a community that's 90% Hispanic, and you weren't too far off when you said 2 countries, because we do serve 2 countries, that was plagued with high poverty and unemployment and has turned into a mecca of prosperity and skilled labor. This is a community that has transformed itself in spite of the challenges it faces, and all because of the vision and the commitment and dedication of the people at South Texas College. Thank you, Achieving the Dream. Thank you, Kresge Foundation, for bestowing this honor on a college from a small town with dreams as big as Texas. And thank each and every one of you for being not just dreamers, but believers. Gracias.
Oh, thank you, Ms. Benavides. I'm so proud of myself I could actually bend over and stand up again. And with that, let me once again say from the very bottom of my heart, and on the behalf of our faculty, staff, and students, this award is indeed an honor. Thank you.